Shabbat Shalom, Purim Sameach. What an amazing simcha to be together, to celebrate together. This is also a very personal simcha for me. As yesterday we celebrated the engagement of our daughter Rina, and this brings us tremendous joy to be able to celebrate together, to share this moment together with you as a community. Although, of course, we were not able to be together with our daughter and a wonderful Chatan, but Hashem has His plans, and we look forward to the simcha to come and to celebrate with you only in good times. Amen Keni Ratzon. So l'chaim, l'chaim. Just a little insight. I thought would be really timely from our parasha. We know that this is the only parasha, Parashat Tetzaveh, where the name of Moshe does not appear from the time that he's born until the end of the Pentateuch, until the end of Sefer Dvarim. The name of Moshe Rabbeinu is mentioned 600 times, over 600 times, which is an average of 20 times per parasha. And here in this parasha, his name does not appear at all. And we all know the famous explanation from the Baal HaTurim, that the reason why the name of Moshe is not mentioned in our parasha, although he is referred to in the parasha of Tetzaveh. Of course, most of the commands in this parasha are conveyed to Moshe Rabbeinu that he should implement with Aaron the high priest, his brother, and the various other commandments which are mentioned in this very, very special parasha. His name is not mentioned simply because, says the Baal HaTurim, Moshe Rabbeinu mentioned to Hashem during the Chet HaEgel, during the sin of the golden calf. He said to him, please forgive the Jewish people, and if you will not forgive them, then erase me from the book which you have written. And so although this was a klala al tanai, although this was a curse that Moshe Rabbeinu brought upon himself, which is a conditional curse, so to speak, that may I be erased only if you fail to forgive the Jewish people. And Hashem did forgive the Jewish people. So this curse shouldn't have come about, but nevertheless, when it comes to a tzaddik, when it comes to an upright person, a perfect tzaddik like Moshe Rabbeinu, so it will come about. And that's exactly what happened in this parasha. And we ask ourselves, sometimes we forget about the power of words. And really, this is, I think, the message that you have from this entire story. We tend to relate to impactful things in terms of our actions and deeds. Something which is a concrete deed in a physical way is seen as impactful. But whatever you say, it's just words. The Torah has a very different view of this. The world, the entire universe, was created in Asara Ma'amarot, in 10 utterances. And so words have tremendous importance and tremendous impact. And sometimes they can make or break a relationship. And that's what we learned with Moshe Rabbeinu. There is an amazing story that took place with a rabbi that I got to know quite well. And his name was Rabbi Gurevich, Beryl Gurevich, of blessed memory. Now, let me give you a bit of a background. Rabbi Gurevich is a refugee from Russia. This is after the Second World War. He wants to get out. He wants to leave Russia. What happened is that there was an agreement between Russia and Poland that Polish refugees should be allowed to go back, to leave Russia, to go back to Poland. And many Chabad activists saw this as a golden opportunity, a miracle from on high to allow Jews to leave Russia. And so there was a team of people that went about to forge documents, forge Polish papers, passports, and whatever, to allow Jews to cross the border. Rabbi Beryl Gurevich comes to the border with his wife. His wife has the Polish papers. He was supposed to get them at the border. Something happens. The person who's supposed to bring him the papers doesn't come. And so now the question is, what do we do? And he understands at this moment that he's going to be separated from his wife. And the question is, to leave your wife just like this, you don't know if you'll ever see her. And he was thinking that maybe he should write her a bill of divorce, so that if he cannot leave Russia, she'll be able to go and remarry and start a family. There was no one to write a get. And so he was separated by force from his wife. His wife somehow found herself arriving in Paris and trying to survive, and to the best of her abilities. She had a neighbor by the name of Rebitcha Golden, and this Rebitcha Golden Yitzchak Golden, he felt so bad for this woman, and every day he was trying to make her feel a little bit better. So every day he would tell her, don't worry, be strong, your husband will surely one day leave Russia and join you, be reunited with you, and have a wonderful family. Don't worry. And every day before going to work, he would see her, and he would try to pump her with some inspiration that she should be strong. And of course, she began to harbor this hope in her heart. And lo and behold, a year and a half later, her husband shows up. What happened? What happened is that Russia agreed to make a prisoner exchange with 8 people, and this Rabbi Gurevich was one of the 8 by miracle. Now, when he left Russia, he didn't know where his wife was. He didn't know where his wife traveled. So he's asking a friend, he's asking acquaintances, and there's one person that says, look, I have no idea where your wife is, but I have a very good friend who is in Paris, and I'm going to write him a letter, and we'll see, maybe he knows where your wife is. And who do you think this person is? It's the same Reb Itche Golden in Paris, the one that was trying to inspire hope in his wife, the wife of this Rabbi Gurevich. So we see the power of words. And actually, I'd like to believe that the approach of Moshe Rabbeinu was a simple approach. He was saying to Hashem, look, I have no existence if the Jewish people cannot continue to exist. My entire existence is for them. I am them and they are me. We are inseparable. Moshe Rabbeinu is the head of the Jewish people. What's a head without the rest of the body? And this is what Moshe Rabbeinu was trying to say to Hashem. And by the way, I think this is also the message that we have in the Megillah. If you actually look at the last verse of the Megillah, it's one of those verses which I think is it's so telling of Jewish leadership. What does it say? I'm going to quote you the very last words. Ki Mordechai ha-Yehudi Mishneh LaMelech Achashverosh. Mordechai ha-Yehudi was the viceroy to King Achashverosh. Vegadol ha-Yehudim was great for the Jews. V'ratzui lerov echav. And he was accepted to most of his brethren. Not all. Most of them. There were some that were not so happy with Mordechai. They were not so satisfied with him. Doresh tov le'amo vedover shalom lechol zaro. All he asks, all he wants is the good of his people. Now think about this. Mordechai is the hero of the story of Purim. One of the greatest leaders we ever had. And yet the Megillah tells you, well, some Jews felt that Mordechai is not such a big shot. So what happened there? And the answer is that Mordechai was one of the heads of the Sanhedrin, one of the heads of the Jewish Supreme Court. And the rest of his colleagues, they felt, we don't understand What is Mordechai doing in the palace? What is Mordechai doing wasting his days with King Achashverosh when he should be learning Torah? He should be involving himself in spiritual pursuits and not to waste his life away with a Persian king that is fickle and that is, let's not forget, really wicked. This is a person that was comfortable to annihilate an entire nation. At the end of the day, he came around, but it took quite an effort. What Mordechai answered to his colleague is, I care for my people. I know that Achashverosh is a Meshuggah king. One day, he listens to me. The next day, he can listen to a Haman. I need to be there for my people. I need to make sure that I can defend my people, that I can support my people, that I can take care of their material welfare and well-being. Of course, the spiritual well-being, but their material well-being. Moshe Rabbeinu put everything on the line for Am Yisrael, and that's what made him this incredible leader. I'd like to conclude with a simple thought, really, from all of this, because yes, Mordechai was a great leader, and you're going to ask, what does that have to do with me? I'm not a great leader. And the answer is that we're all leaders. We must all step up to the plate and take a leadership role with our family, with our community, with our friends. There is a moment in life when you must lead. And to lead, when it comes to another Jew, to another human being, is to give and to share, to be there for another person, even if it's sometimes something that involves major discomfort. Even if it means to put your life aside completely, totally, and to give yourself away, to sacrifice for another Jew, for another person. So let us hope that this Purim, we internalize this lesson, to be more united together, to be not just brothers and sisters in the broader sense of the term, in the abstract, but to actually be for one another like a brother, like a sister, like a parent. And again, l'chaim uvracha, only smachot to all of us, with the ultimate simcha, with the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu. Amen. Ken Yeh Ratzon. Purim Sameach.